When a policeman's not engaged in his employment, when he feels he has to have a bit of fun, he likes to draw the bad guys looking funny, as he keeps the dodgy doers on the run, When a copper catches crims with his pencil, he's a singular, unique sort of chap. I'll take one consideration with another. But John Rogers will never take the rap. Oh, when constabulary's duties to be done, a police artist is not a happy one.
And what's more, I was the first policeman to wear a coloured shirt. That was a pink shirt with a white tie. And I got into a lot of trouble from my chief inspector, but after a conference we were all started to be able to wear coloured shirts and to do away with the pork pie hats. Of course, this led to me getting my Churchill Fellowship. All this work was the identification of deceased people from skeletal remains. And I used to take I had to take the skull around, all around the place with the dentist to see if the teeth That's the bit I wanted to show you too. And that was the first
Digby Wolf.
That was the first published piece that I did, and I had to get permission from the Attorney General to do artwork.
Because you're a public servant.
Because I was a policeman.
Yeah.
So I did. They came to me and asked me would I do the front cover.
1961.
1961. These are photos that I collected of Ronald Biggs, the existing photos that they had. And then I noticed that there seemed to be a dramatic change in appearance from this photo to that photo. See how his nose is concaved, and whereas he's got a different sort of nose, and his ears are elongated down to here. See how his ears are round?
Yeah.
And so I started to think, I said, hey, this fella's got a
surgery.
He's changed his appearance. So I was a medic surgeon in Collins Street, Mr. Julian Rice, and we had a talk. And then he pointed out all the various alterations that he did. That's the identikit, the first system that we had in Victoria that nobody liked. Now the description of that fella was 6'4", and I said, how do you know he's 6'4"? And she said, he stood by the bedroom door with his back to it and could open the door. So he's got to be a tall man. What's his size? 5'3". We had a very vicious rape of a young 15-year-old girl from a Catholic ladies' college in Clifton Hill. I spent some time with this girl and we made up an identification, and within 48 hours he was recognised from the drawing that I did and was arrested, and I believe he got about 25 years for his offence on that incident. No.
I'll take one consideration with another, that its value will never go astray. Oh, when constabulary's duties to be done, John Rogers' job must be a happy one,
How do I approach this poor dear old lady? She was about this big in a bed about that big, you know. Yeah. I looked and I thought, oh, what do I say to her? And I walked up to her and I said, hello, Nan, how you going? And she looked at me, bright-eyed. I said, you've been in a bit of a trouble. And she said, yes. And I said, you going to tell me what happened? And she said, oh, he was a naughty boy, wasn't he? And anyhow, we did the drawing, took it down to the local police, did the drawing of the description, took it down to the local police, and he looked at it and he says, I know where that is. Walked down the street and they had him in about 3 or 4 hours. But this was the beauty of having something to look at. The Box Hill Nude Roadrunner. And that's what I came up with. And that was drawn from various parts as described by the ladies. And that is the offender.
Oh, looks like me.
That is the offender. And that was concocted by taking the various parts of the faces of witnesses or of subjects and combining them and producing a face as such. They asked, would you consider that the offender looks like that?
Yeah.
And of course, I was of the opinion that he did.
Yeah.
And the judge said, are you sure? And I said, yep. And he said, why is that? And I said, well, he held a torch under his face and the contours of the lines of the face would be accentuated.
Yeah.
And if that person held a torch under... In fact, he asked me the question, do you reckon that drawing's like me? And I explained to the judge that if you held a torch under your face, it would accentuate certain lines and give that appearance, and it does meet your face.
So,
and when I sat down, the prosecutor came up and said, just shows you. He says, you don't ask a question you don't know the answer to. I thought it was a terrific caricature of Dipper. Dipper has a daughter called Candy, and he's got a son called Craig. Do they play football? I don't know what they play. I think we did, but Candace walks in, she's 9 or something, and she said, who's that, Daddy? and he said, that's me, Candace. Why? She said, I don't like your face. It doesn't look like you. So next thing, Craig comes in. What do you think, Craig? Oh, that's beaut, Dad. Candace doesn't like it. Doesn't look like me. No, it doesn't look like you, Dad. So, with a lot to do, I went home. I wasn't going to draw the whole damn thing again, and drew the other part of the face. And that's how it came out on the book. To think that a little girl could have so much influence on a person was absolutely remarkable.
oh, Johnny boy, you used to be a copper, catching the crims with pencils and with pens. Where the character chores or just the usual suspects? Oh, Johnny boy, you always get your man. But come ye back, as now the force is reeling under concerns, corruption in the police. They need a guy like you to redraw them back to those days when policemen had flat feet. Oh, Johnny boy, what's with those knees and elbows? And all that skin that's hanging off the limbs. And how come you've not started doing all that portraiture that your great skill can easily do them in? But Johnny boy, you always come in handy, doing raffles and yelling out who's not paid. The long arm of your voice is daunting. No one leaves here until the bill is paid. Oh, Johnny boy, retired now and we're wanting. So come on, folks, why not let him draw your kids? Send those commissions to a straight cop, John Rogers. Oh, Johnny boy, oh, Johnny boy, you get your man. Yeah.
You're worth locking up for that. Well done, Jim. Well done.